कुठले पॉइंट पाहिले होते
Yes,
आपण
ma'am.
लास्ट लेक्चरला?
Individual factors.
Yes. So we have seen these points in the previous lecture. Just a minute. Influences on decision making process. So there are two factors influencing on the decision making process. First one is individual factors and second is the situational. Individual factor means because of individual's personality, because of individual things, or which because of individual aspects, whatever decisions are going to affect, that is called as individual factors. Okay, so individual factors are age and gender, national and cultural characteristics, education and employment, psychological factors, personal integrity and personal values. So these all are the individual factors affecting on the decision making process. Okay, so after this, the next are situational factors or situational influences. So can you tell me what can be the situational influences, or can you tell any example how the situational influences are making, or those are making impact on the decision making? Can you tell? सिच्युएशन नुसार एखादा डिसिजन चेंज होऊ शकतो का? डू यू एग्री विथ दैट?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give some example?
For example, if you want to go for a higher study and you're facing a financial issue, that time you have to take a decision to go for job.
Okay. Yes. So that is the good general example whatever you have given. Okay. So now one more thing I will tell just for your understanding. Suppose you are a businessman and your product is air conditioner or refrigerator. Then in that case, if you have to fix the price of that product, then obviously if you are going to sell that product in winter, the price should be low, otherwise no one will buy. If you are going to sell that product in the summer, if though the price is high, that is okay, like that. So situations are impacting, or situations are making changes or influence on the decision making. Okay, so here the much more explanation it is given, but just you can understand issue related factors. Kutla issue ahe under which situation that issue has been occurred, all that things are going to make impact on the decision making process. So this decision process will we go through according to what type of issue it is and what we are dealing with. Some issues will perceived relatively unimportant and will therefore prompt us into fairly limited ethical decision making. Okay, and again these two factors are there, sub points in this situational influences. Okay, so that is moral intensity and moral framing. Again, in that situation, what is the moral intensity of that person and how you are going to frame that situation in proper way, and how you are going to solve it by maintaining the ethics, that is also important. आता सिच्युएशन नुसार डिसिजन मेकिंग का चेंज होऊ शकतं, because work roles and organizational norms and culture is different. Work role is different. Suppose in our institute, whatever are the rules for employees, that may not be same in other institute. If you go in the hardware company, there the rules for employees or strategy for employees, and in software company, the rules for the employees, it is going to be totally different, because every organization is having separate culture, every company is having their prescribed culture, and accordingly only all are working. So work role आणि organizational norms आणि culture हे प्रत्येकाचं वेगळं असतं, त्यामुळे सिच्युएशन नुसार डिसिजन मेकिंग that can be changed. So work roles can encapsulate a whole set of expectations about what to value how to relate it with others, and how to behave. For example, work roles can be functional, the role of an accountant or engineer. आता प्रत्येकाचे इथिकल रोल जे आहेत त्यानुसार त्याचे इथिकल नॉर्म्स असतात. म्हणजे सिच्युएशनल इन्फ्लुएन्सेस मध्ये कुठल्या कुठल्या गोष्टींचा इफेक्ट होतो आणि का होतो त्याचे एक्सप्लेनेशन इथं दिलेलं आहे. वर्क रोल इज डिफरंट, प्रत्येकाच्या ड्युटीज वेगळ्या आहेत, प्रत्येकाचे रोल वेगळे आहेत, प्रत्येक ऑर्गनायझेशनचं कल्चर वेगळं आहे. सो बेस्ड ऑन दॅट based on situation the decision is going to be changed. So the second point is same, organizational norms and culture, the group norms which delineate acceptable standards of behavior within the work community. Okay, so everybody's organization or every organization is having different norms and culture, and because of that the decision making is affected. So for example, if in India we are going to take some decision, Indian businessmen, they are more culture oriented, they are more that emotional, or they are affected by the emotions, whereas if the same decision is to be taken in some other countries, for example, if we are planning now, whatever is the current situation, that example only I will take. So currently that Diwali period is going on. So in India, if we are going to plan for some training or plan for some important meetings, so most of the people or most of Indian businessmen, they will not refer this period as this is going to be the Diwali vacation period. But that is not there in US, that is not there in other countries. So based on their culture, the decision may be changed. That's why under the influence of situation on decision making, we are considering organizational norms and culture. Then third is national and cultural context. So this offers from individuals national and cultural characteristics. Instead of looking at the nationality of the individual making the decision, is actually how we are considering the nation in which the decision is actually taking place. Okay, so as that cultures are going to be different, the situation is going to impact on the decision making process. So that is very simple. Based on situation, it can affect on the decision making process. So we have seen that two parameters or influences on decision making process, individual factors and situational factor. Okay, so that point we have completed. Now the next point we are going to start, that is the business management ethics. Okay, so if we have to revise what points we have covered up till now, so in this chapter number 2, so quickly I will revise that points whatever we have seen. Chapter number 2 is decision making management. Okay, so in that we have seen first syllabus, books, title, central idea, importance of chapter, objective, outcome. Then we have seen the decision making model. So there are various models used for decision making process, but the main model which is preferred, that is called as John's model. So John's model is used for decision making, that we have seen. So there are 4 steps as per this John's model for any decision making process. Then different stages in that we have seen. Then next point we have considered what are the individual and situational factors affecting on the decision making process. Okay, so that points we have covered in detail. Now the next part we are going to start, that is business ethics management. Okay, or we can see that components of business ethics management. So this point we are going to see now. Components of business ethics management. So now you tell me, what do you understand from that word business ethics management? Means what? Business ethics means what? And what is the difference in business ethics and business ethics management? Business ethics means what?
Business ethics means the rules or the morals used in business, and business ethic management means by using that rule we can manage our business.
Okay. Good. So business ethics is actually the rules, moral values, which what we have to follow. And business ethics management means how we are going to follow the business ethics in our business. Okay, so that is the basic difference. आता जर एखाद्याने फक्त ऑन पेपर सांगितलं की हे छान आहेत, हे सगळे रूल असतात जे फॉलो करायला पाहिजेत, or what is expected to be done, that is described very nicely in that code of conduct document. But how you are going to implement or how you are going to make sure that business ethics it is properly followed in your company or in your organization or not, that is called as the business ethics management. Now, business ethics actually implement करताना तुम्हाला जे मॅनेजमेंट करावं लागतं किंवा त्याच्यासाठी काय पॉइंट्स कन्सिडर करावे लागतात किंवा एखाद्या कंपनीमध्ये बिझनेस इथिक्सचं इम्प्लिमेंटेशन इन्शुअर करण्यासाठी what things you have to monitor, what facilities you can provide, what inputs you can get from business ethics management, that we are going to see under this point, components of business ethics management. Okay, so there is lot of description given here. Just if you have to see the exact definition of business ethics management, you can see that. So here, see, in the business ethics management or the business ethics management is managing any area of business, whether production, marketing, accounting, human resource, or any other function which constitutes a whole range of activities. Okay, so I will divide this definition into two parts. This is first part. Business management is related with managing or covering or monitoring any area related to business. So in company there are various sectors. First one it is production. Production मध्ये काय होतं? Now as this reference we are considering, I will explain you what are the different sections in the company. Can you tell me what are the different sections in company? Before I explain, काय काय सेक्टर असतात कंपनीमध्ये किंवा कुठले सेक्शन असू शकतात? What are the subsections in any company? For example, one is production. Production मध्ये काय होतं? There actually
There is a production of product.
Product's production होतं actually. Means the raw material is there in the store, that is taken. From that the PCB is soldered, it is tested, and it is also checked for some time, and then it is dispatched. Is all a production department. Then what are other departments in any industry? Can you tell? Production करून फक्त होतं का? Product sell होतं का? नुसतं प्रोडक्शन करून प्रोडक्ट विकलं जातं का? What any other things are there?
Marketing. Marketing and delivering the products to other branches.
That is called as export section. Marketing. Yes. So again, accounting is the important section. Okay, so I will just tell you for your reference. There are 3-4 main sections in the company. Production, जिथं त्या प्रोडक्टचं रॉ मटेरियल पासून सगळ्या गोष्टी एकत्र करून त्याचं प्रोडक्शन होतं. अंडर प्रोडक्शन ओनली देयर इज वन मोर सेक्शन कॉल्ड एज सोल्डरिंग सेक्शन. आपण आता इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्सच घेऊया उदाहरण. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कंपनीमध्ये रॉ मटेरियल सगळं स्टोअर मध्ये स्टोअर केलेलं असतं. From that you take the PCBs, you take the resistors, diodes, then that is soldered. That is also called as soldering section. So then after soldering, that PCB is again tested on some equipments which are called as gadgets. Then it is tested. Once we get certification that it is tested, okay, the quality of the material, quality of the product is checked. Here the quality checking means its visual inspection is also done. Means डोळ्यांनी पण बघितलं जातं ते PCB ओके आहे का, तिथं कुठं शॉर्ट आहे का. And if it is visually okay, then functionally also it is tested. That is called as quality checking. So QC is the department under the production only. After that, marketing. So marketing is once the product it is ready, that you have to sell it some of the customers. So for that the marketing is required. Accounting means who are the section which is keeping the all financial records of that products, okay, or the company. Then human resource sector च काय काम असतं. So they are taking care about all the things related to the employees, like once a new engineer is joined. So or जर एखादी कंपनी मध्ये कुठली वॅकन्सी असेल तर फर्स्ट दॅट वॅकन्सी इट इज डिस्प्लेड बाय ह्युमन रिसोर्स डिपार्टमेंट. म्हणजे त्याची जी ऍडव्हर्टाईज दिली जाते की दिस पोस्ट इट इज टू बी फिल्ड, दॅट इज ऑल्सो गिव्हन बाय ह्युमन रिसोर्स. म्हणजे राईट फ्रॉम स्टार्ट गिव्हिंग ऍडव्हर्टाइजमेंट इन द न्यूजपेपर फॉर दॅट वॅकन्सी, देन अरेंजिंग द पर्सनल इंटरव्ह्यूज और अरेंजिंग एनी टेक्निकल इंटरव्ह्यूज. पेपर मध्ये ऍड देणे, इंटरव्ह्यू अरेंज करणे, कॉल द पीपल फॉर द इंटरव्ह्यू, ज्यांचे बायोडेटा सबमिट झालेले असतात. सो HR डिपार्टमेंट इज कॉलिंग द पीपल फॉर इंटरव्ह्यू. देन आफ्टर इंटरव्ह्यू सिलेक्शन, गिव्हिंग अपॉइंटमेंट ऑर्डर्स टू द एम्प्लॉईज. वन्स द एम्प्लॉई जॉईन, त्याचे सगळे पॉलिसीज, मेडिक्लेम, त्याला जे काही बेनिफिट्स आहेत मिळणारे त्या कंपनीकडून, that HR department is ensuring that whether the trainee is getting all these formalities completed or not. Again, to arrange the proper training sessions for that employee. Then making their all accounts and all their issues, salary issues, all that it is the responsibility of the HR department of the institute. Okay, leave and all that things. So that is related with HR department. Okay, and what are the any other departments in the company? Does anyone want to share any answer? ह्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त कुठले डिपार्टमेंट do you want to tell? Actually, I have not mentioned here all because this is just example. ह्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त पण असतात काही काही युनिट कंपनीमध्ये. Can you tell? Anyone? What are the other units apart from this? What are other units apart from this? Any answer, Meenakshi or Vaishnavi? Other department सांगू शकता एखाद्या कंपनी मधलं ह्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त?
No, ma'am.
So there is one department called as design and development. आता एखाद्या प्रोडक्टची डिझाईन जेव्हा नवीन इम्प्लिमेंट होते तेव्हा how it is going to be more useful or how it is going to provide the maximum benefit. For that, first the design it is implemented on paper, and once it is किंवा सॉफ्टवेअर मध्ये सिम्युलेशन करून ते डिझाईन चेक केलं जातं. And once it is okay from all front, then only it is accepted for the hardware application. So that is the called as design and development department, or it is also known as research and development department. And then like this there are various sections in the industry. So business management is managing any area of business, whether it is production, marketing, or any other area. It constitutes a whole range of activities covering formal and informal means of planning, implementation, and control. Now this statement I will divide into two parts. बिझनेस इथिक्स मॅनेजमेंट म्हणजे तुम्हाला काय करायचंय, कंपनीच्या कुठल्याही सेक्शन मध्ये वेगवेगळे सेक्शनची नावं इथे दिलेली आहेत. जस्ट यू हॅव टू एन्श्युअर दॅट बिझनेस इथिक्स इट इज प्रॉपरली फॉलोड इन एनी पार्ट ऑफ द company or in any section of the company, whether the business ethics is followed or not. And how you will see that business ethics management, or how you will check whether it is followed or not. So there are three main functions of the management: planning, implementation, and control. So there are various sub functions of management also, but here there are mainly three functions of management which we have to consider. That is planning, implementation, and control. Okay, so एखाद्या कंपनीमध्ये किंवा इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये बिझनेस इथिक्स फॉलो होत आहेत का नाही हे बघणं म्हणजे त्याला म्हणतात बिझनेस इथिक्स मॅनेजमेंट. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मेन 3 कुठल्या स्टेप्स असतात बिझनेस इथिक्स मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये, किंवा 3 कुठल्या गोष्टी असतात? दोज आर प्लॅनिंग, इम्प्लिमेंटेशन, अँड कंट्रोल. फर्स्ट यू हॅव टू प्लॅन how you are going to check it, then actually you have to implement it, and third one it is the control, or third one it is monitoring. So this is the definition of business ethics management. So I think that definition is clear to everyone. Business ethics management means what? Is it clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now another definition is given here. Business ethics management is the direct attempt to formally or informally manage the ethical issues or problems through specific policies, practices, and programs. So that is the process of formally and informally managing the ethical issues. So you have to manage the ethical issues. How you will manage? Through specific policies, practices, and programs. So through the specific norms, through the specific policies, practices, and programs, you are going to follow the, or you are going to achieve the business ethics management. कशा business ethics म्हणजे काय? काय करायला पाहिजे? What are the moral values? And business ethics management means how you can ensure or how you can implement the business ethics in the actual business. That is the meaning of this business ethics management. So now we have to see the components of business ethics management. So there are total 8 components in the business ethics management. So these are like this. First is vision or value statement. So this is the components of business ethics management. Mission, value statement. Second is code of ethics. Third one is reporting or advice channel. Fourth, risk analysis and management. Fifth, ethics managers, officers, and committees. Sixth, ethics consultant. Seventh, ethics education and training. And eighth one, it is auditing, accounting, and reporting. So these are the subcomponents of business ethics. So that we will see in the next lecture. So just 1 minute.